cold market prospecting. And, if you've already gone through your warm market, or, if you've already exhausted your warm list, and your warm list is essentially people that, personally, or, you've been pretty close with the past few years. If you've already exhausted that list, then this is the perfect training for you, because we're going to go through how to cold market like a professional. A lot of people, get started with an opportunity, get started with a business in network marketing. And after they've gone through their warm list, they always ask the question, oh, what's next? And, you see it time and time again, from, different distributor to different distributor, on what's going to happen once my warm list is done, right? And, for me, my first year of this opportunity of Global Wealth Trade, being in Global Wealth Trade, I exhausted my warm list. I didn't know what to do next. I didn't know how to generate leads. And it was a huge red flag for me, because I totally hit me. What am I going to do now that I don't know who to call? And everyone always has the problems of generating leads as well. And, who can they call next? And so on and so on. So this is a great training, not just to show you, cold market, because everyone has this whole story created about cold marketing prospects, that it's scary and whatnot. But, guys, it's not scary at all. And with this training, what my intention is, what I want to achieve with this training, is show you a way to be comfortable to go out there and prospect people you don't know, essentially strangers. And on top of that, at the very end, what we're going to do is we're going to go through 15 different ways to generate leads, to help you out, and some of those, leads will be cold market. So it's a great way for you to implement both trainings together at the exact same time. You can generate your cold market leads, and at the same time, you can, deal with them, whether it's approaching them, or what to do after the call, and so on and so on. So the great thing is, the knowledge you're getting here today. I've done a lot of research on, cold market prospect, and I've been following gurus like Ray Higdon. Ray Higdon is a network marketing professional in our industry. If you don't know him, search him up on YouTube. Great guy. A lot of this training actually came from him. I stole a lot of nuggets from him. I've stole nuggets from several people, top earners in the industry. And a lot of the things you will see, I've implemented myself through, talking to our leaders, leaders like Lior, leaders like Renee, leaders like Maria. And, they've obviously exhausted their warm list at one point too. And they had to go towards cold market prospecting. And, clearly these, for those of you who do know Lior, who do know Renee, who do know Maria, they are people that have made it in GWT. These are people that are creating, thousands of dollars every single month, and every single week, every single day, every single hour, because of certain systems and experiences that they've had. And all I do all day is connect with them, find out what works for them, and I implement it in my own system. And, this is a training I've been wanting to do for some time now, because I understand that cold market prospecting is something most people have trouble with. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So, ask yourself, wouldn't it feel great to have the confidence to literally talk to anyone at any time? Wouldn't it just feel amazing if you were a cold marketing, professional, if you know how to do this like a professional? What would that do for yourself? Would it grow your business? Would it grow any other businesses you have? Would it grow anything you're doing even outside this industry? And would you like to learn how to get people to ask you about your opportunity? So I always, talking to the team, and I know we have some people on the call here that are either in GWT, they're not in GWT, they're on my team, and there's some people that aren't on my team. And, these trainings were created to provide value for everyone, because at the end of the day, if we're not growing as an industry, we will just collapse altogether as one. So I want to thank everyone for being on the call. And please, 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 if you haven't already done it, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen and just get ready to take down notes because there's a lot of golden nuggets in this training tonight. All right, so yeah, wouldn't you like to learn how to get people to ask you about your opportunity? I know a lot of people always ask, I feel like I'm bugging people to, tell them about my opportunity. Well, how about if we change the plate around and have people ask you about your opportunity and begging you for your opportunity? Well, tonight you're actually going to discover how to make both of those things a reality. You're going to be super confident when you cold prospect. You're going to be super confident also when people ask you about your opportunity, because I know that a lot of people tend to close down once that happens. And I'll kind of get more into detail about that as well. So again, why cold marketing? Why is cold marketing important in this industry? Well, see, most people are actually afraid of their warm market. Or, if they're not afraid of their warm market, their warm market is completely non-receptive. And I can already hear the voices right now, even though I can't hear technically any of you, but I know for a fact you're saying, yes, that's me. There's my entire warm market. I just exhausted them. None of them are going to listen. They like to work. They like to do this. They don't believe in opportunities, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, just consider that those might be excuses, but this training is going to help you on cold market, not warm market. That's a totally different training. We're here to train you on why cold marketing is so important, and how you can be confident and just comfortable in doing that. So, some other things, why cold marketing is so important would be some people feel like they're out of people to talk to, but in reality, they're not. A lot of people have this story that, okay, I'm just out of people to talk to. Well, there's so many people on this planet. There's people all over, your city. There's people even just down your block, and people have this whole story that, they have no one to talk to. Well, consider that everyone around you, every single human being around you is someone to talk to. And you're going to learn how to talk to them today. You can also talk, another reason for cold marketing would be you could talk to anyone, anywhere, at any time, which kind of complements exactly what I just said. You literally can talk to anyone, anywhere, at any time. There is an unlimited amount of people you could talk to, literally unlimited amount of people. So, when you're listening to this, I want you to really pick up that, guys, there's so many people out there in the world. There's people, you see people every single day. There's people, when you go to the bank, so on and so on. When you go play soccer or badminton, whatever you're doing, you see people every single day. So another reason why you want to do cold marketing would be for more people to join your team. We just talked about once you exhausted your warm market, or you're just not comfortable contacting your warm market, because you might say something like, well, once I become successful, I'll contact my warm market, because that's when they're going to listen. When I have more money in my business, when I make more money, or when I'm more successful, when I have that car that the company has, that's when I'll contact my warm market. So, this is a great training for you then. So you can have more people join your team from cold market prospecting. And at the end of the day, why cold marketing is important is so you can receive bigger commission checks and you could have that financial freedom that you've been waiting for. So let's go through some myths about cold marketing, because there are a lot, as you can see. So how about, hearing people say, well, strangers are scary. I find this hysterical. And where does this come from? Why do people say strangers are scary? And, I can say that from experience as well, because I used to hate talking to people, and I used to actually hate talking to women in general. When I would go on dates, it would just be hectic for me, and I would try to stay away from it, to be honest. So, where does this whole theory or myth behind strangers are scary come from? Well, at a young age, we were programmed a certain way. Our parents were so protective of us, at least most of us, that, our parents were so protective of us that when we were to go speak to a random person or a stranger, whatever you want to call them, our parents used to say, don't talk to strangers. They're bad people, this and that. And what did that do for us at a young age? Well, what happens is you end up getting programmed to think that you should not talk to other people because they're going to hurt you. But in reality, are they actually going to hurt you? No. There's nothing wrong with talking to other people. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to do anything to you other than just talk to you. So consider, these are just myths. Strangers are scary. It's just programming that you had when you were a child. Or how about people don't want to hear about my deal? Well, guys, consider that, yeah, people don't want to hear about your deal. People don't like to hear about any deals, actually. What they want to hear is their problem solved. They just want to hear, them just become comfortable, just become free from all their restraints, all their problems they have. And the great thing is in network marketing, in global wealth trade, we do offer all those solutions to their problem. So go in with the mindset not of, people. I want my people to hear more about my deal. Go into the mindset of how can I provide solutions to people's problems. Once you just develop that one little thing right there, things will start opening up for you. Things will start to become more clear to you. You'll be able to actually talk to people more comfortably, and you won't have these objections that you have in your head of, people don't want to hear about my deal, or I don't have time to go out and prospect. That's a good one. I see that all the time. I don't have time to go out and prospect. Well, guys, consider that I don't actually go out and prospect. I don't intentionally say, okay, I'm going to go to the mall and I'm just going to walk around and prospect. No, but I do go to the bank to do certain things at the bank. I do go to the mall to shop. I do shop for some clothes. I do go to soccer games to see my nephew or niece play, or I'll go do, I like to go dancing. I'll go to the gym to work out. That is what I do. That is what I call prospecting. So to say that you don't have time to go out and prospect, I think is the biggest myth possible, because at the end of the day, you're always going out to do stuff, whether it's you got to drive somewhere, you got to take the kids to the park, or you got to take a dog for a walk, whatever it is, you're going out and essentially you're going to run across some people. How about this one? It takes a smooth talker to go out and cold market prospect. Well, guys, it doesn't take a smooth talker to go out and market prospect, because I wasn't a smooth talker. I was actually the worst talker. And that's why women would actually run away from me. So consider that you don't need to be a smooth talker whatsoever. And how about I have to have a certain personality? Absolutely not. There's several different personalities. I can guarantee you that every top earner, or everyone that is comfortable with cold marketing prospecting doesn't have the same personality. They each have different unique personalities that help them do whatever they do, but you don't need a certain personality just to cold market prospect. How about I need to know when to transition to talking about my deal. This is great. Just consider that you don't need to transition to talk about your deal. And you're going to learn a little bit about this today as to why that's one of the biggest myths. Or how about I'll look stupid if I screw up. Guys, consider that was an excuse you could have used for your warm market, because you personally know them and you probably have to see them either every day or every other day or once a month. But in cold marketing prospecting, you probably won't see that person ever again. So the fact that you use the excuse of I'll look stupid if I screw up is it's just something you really need to get over, because who cares if you do screw up? They don't know what's right or what's wrong. They don't know. They're not. If you do screw up, you can just walk away. It's not like they're actually going to call you a loser. And if they do, who cares? You're never going to see them again. So yeah, okay, I can see maybe you can use that excuse with your warm market, but not with cold market prospecting. And then last but not least, the closing percentages are lower with strangers. Well, it doesn't have to be like that, guys. It doesn't have to be, your percentages don't have to be lower with strangers. To be honest, it could actually be higher, because there's more people to talk to than your warm list. billions of people that you could talk to in your cold market list versus your warm list. So, your closing percentages could actually be a lot higher. Now let's look at some challenges that people face when it comes to cold market prospecting. How about I have no idea what to say? That's a huge challenge people have. Time and time again, I have people telling me they actually really don't know what to say when someone either comes up to them and asks, gives them a compliment about their product, or even just a random compliment at that. People get stuck and they have no idea what to say. So today you're going to learn a little bit about that. How about I'm afraid? Again, we talked about I'm too scared to talk to strangers. Well, yeah, a lot of the reasons, or a lot of the time people don't do things is out of fear. So I'm afraid could be a huge challenge for people. And today we're going to talk about how you can get rid of those stories about being afraid to cold market prospect and turn you into a stone cold killer in cold marketing prospecting. How about I can't tell who would be interested and who wouldn't? Well, I don't even know who would be interested and who wouldn't, to be honest. I don't think there's a person on this planet that knows who would be interested and who wouldn't be interested, or who would be interested and who wouldn't be interested. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because your job is just to show this opportunity to as many people as you possibly can. Or another challenge someone might face would be they don't call me back or answer the phone when I call. A lot of time you see people challenged with this because they literally don't call. They either don't call them, or they give them the wrong number and they never call them back, and so on and so on. So today you're going to learn how to get over that hump. And other challenges would be I'm too quiet or shy. It feels weird. And in all honesty, if you feel weird, you're going to make it weird. So, we want to get rid of that for you today. We want to make sure that you don't feel weird and that you can jump into cold market prospecting and start making some real money with your opportunity. And also, another challenge people face is I'm missing a coach or a mentor. Well, consider that maybe this training can be your coach, can be your mentor. You can watch it over and over again because it will be recorded. And we're going to help you to get over those humps that you face, those challenges that you face. So it's very simple when it comes to cold market prospecting. We have 5 simple steps that will help you master cold market prospecting. So the first step is posture. Without this step, you cannot succeed in cold market prospect. A lot of the time people will say, well, I just want to know how to set the appointment, or I just want to know how I can get more eyeballs on my opportunity and have people attracted to me, or I just want to know what to say to people. Well, guys, without posture, consider that none of that matters. Without posture, you could say the right thing, and without the perfect posture, nothing's going to happen. Step 2 would be having the conversation. Very, very simple. You're just going to have a conversation with someone. And today, we're going to learn on how to make that not weird and how to make that very simple for you guys. And step 3 would be getting them to want to see your deal. And it is, getting them to want to see your deal is something that a lot of people do. They don't understand how to do. And today we will get through how we can get people to literally want to see your deal and essentially beg you to see your deal. And then step 4 would be simple, setting the appointment. There's always this question of how do I transition from having the conversation to setting the appointment. Today you're going to learn that, and these are the 5 simple steps. And the 5th step would be recruit more and simply just cash more checks. And let's go right into step 1, which would be posture. So what is posture? Well, first thing you should know about posture is, again, it's very important that you have this when you do the process, because at the end of the day, you can do everything else, but if you're not confident, if you're not you have a straight backbone to objections and whatever else people throw at you, then it doesn't matter you say the right thing. It doesn't matter if you got them begging for your opportunity. People won't want to do business with people that aren't confident and have absolute belief in their opportunity or in what they're doing. So, that's what posture is. Posture is literally having absolute belief that nothing stops you, nothing matters. It doesn't matter what anyone says to you. You're literally 100% sure about what you're doing. You don't care if someone says this is a scam. You don't care if people say, this is a waste of time. With posture, it doesn't matter because you're going to do it and you're going to do it with absolute confidence. Posture will also get you more appointments and close more prospects. This is why this is the first step. This is why it's the most important step. If anything that you take from today, I would consider to just take this one section because posture will take you so far when you are cold market prospecting. And guys, just consider, your cold market prospects don't even know any different. They don't know what you're saying, if it's right or if it's wrong, if it's true or if it's false. So, who cares if you screw up? Just have your posture, have absolute posture when you're talking to other people. And if you don't, well, again, people don't want to do business with people that are not confident, people that don't have belief in what they're doing. Because how can you ask someone to be a part of an opportunity if you don't even believe in it? And, for those of you that do know the tripod of belief in global wealth trade, that is essentially what posture is. Belief in the company, belief in the industry, and most importantly, belief in yourself. I highly, highly recommend contacting me after this training if you haven't watched the tripod of belief video, because that is essentially what posture is. That is the definition, which is, the tripod of belief. So yeah, again, consider that posture is literally critical. It's absolutely critical if you want success in cold market prospecting, in growing your business, in just recruiting more people. And also consider, guys, when you have that absolute posture, when you have that absolute 100% certainty of what you're doing, you won't have to convince other people. You won't have to beg other people to see your opportunity, because when you carry yourself with the right posture, people will actually be chasing you. People will be chasing you and begging you for your opportunity because they see how confident you are and the extreme belief that you have towards your opportunity. And I want to give you two quick examples. Make sure to write these down because these are literally golden nuggets that'll help you with certain scenarios, right? And I love to give examples just to give you something that's a little bit more tangible, I guess you could say, that you could use in actual scenarios that have happened with myself, with some of my team, some of my leaders that I've been taught on how to handle certain situations. So, let's say you contact one of your friends, you say, hey Bob, glad I caught you. I'm walking into a meeting right now and I can't really talk, but I got something I want to run by you. Are you free tomorrow at 2 p.m.? Let's say Bob says no. Bob's not free at 2 p.m. Right here, when he says no, when Bob says no, several people will shut down. Their posture will go right down the drain and they'll forget everything. They start getting a little worried. They don't know what to do. They just let go of their posture here. And, you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that person. So we're going to get over that. It's funny because so many people, I've seen it so many times, they say someone says no to them just to meet with them for coffee. And, they'll start going on about, okay, 2 doesn't work. Well, how about 6? Does 6 work? Or, hey, I'll clear up my whole weekend for you. Let's do it on the weekend. Or, hey, I'm free, whenever you're free. You start hearing things like that. And some of you probably are agreeing with me right now that you potentially do that. And, that is not what to do. You do not want to do that because you start to give them the control. Now the ball's in their court. And consider that with cold market prospecting, you want the ball to be in your court. You want to have all the control. When you're talking to anyone, even warm market, you want to have the control. So let's go through the second scenario, and let's, hey Bob, glad I caught you. I'm walking into a meeting right now and I can't really talk, but I got something I want to run by you. Are you free tomorrow at 2 p.m.? Again, Bob says no. So what am I going to say? Well, remember posture. So I got absolute posture, super confident. Remember, you're busy, right? You're about to enter a meeting. And again, guys, you don't have to say that you're walking into a meeting. Maybe you're, hey, my girlfriend just walked in, or my boyfriend just walked in, or I got to go pick up my kids, or I got a dentist appointment, whatever it is. You just want to be, busy. So Bob says no. What am I going to say? Well, okay, got it. I have to get to this meeting. In this case, I got to get to this meeting. So I'll connect with you later on today, and instantly just hang up the phone. A lot of you are probably wondering, well, is that rude, or why would you do that? Well, guys, the reason I do that is because now Bob's going to ask himself, well, what was that about? And he's busy. Like you portray that you're busy. You're a business professional. You're running a business, and you don't have time for people to waste your time. So when you click that, what you're doing to Bob here is now you created a sense of urgency. Now he really actually wants to meet with you. So what happens the next time you call him? Well, he's going to make time for you, regardless of if you say 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. or 1 o'clock in the morning. He's going to make time for you. So guys, remember, just keep your posture. You want to stay in control. Just remember that you're busy. And posture, this is an offline example, talking to people at a restaurant or wherever it is, or just calling them. But you see the same thing online. When people ask, well, everyone has a company video. We have the Live Your Dreams video. So another thing that would happen is your prospect will ask you, well, can you just send me the video now and I'll watch it after? Well, I've talked about this before in my trainings, and you want to be in control. You don't want to send them the video, or else you'll lose your posture. You'll lose everything that you just gained in that conversation. So don't send them the video. And maybe you want to say, well, why don't we get on a Skype call, or hey, here's some tools. Great thing about Global Wealth Trader, we have great tools like the Emmy Awards or accolades you can send for now and show them the tour afterwards. You want to be in control. Just remember that. That's what posture is about. Tripod of success. If you haven't gone through the video, make sure to go through it, so you do get that training. Now, step 2 would be simple, and I hope everyone knows the simplicity of this. It's having the conversation, and I know a lot of people hold back from this part because they're scared to talk to strangers. We've been programmed at such a young age that strangers are bad. You shouldn't talk to strangers; they'll hurt you. This, that, and everything else, right? So, how can you start a conversation? It's very simple. You just give a compliment. It's so easy to just give a compliment to someone. Hey, that's a nice dress, or hey, that's a nice suit, man. Where'd you get it? Or that's a nice tie. Hey, that's a great haircut, or you've got a lot of energy, I noticed. Girls are great at this because women love to compliment other people, and I know my girlfriend loves to compliment every single woman that she walks by, whether it's purse, shoes, hair, anything. And it's great that women have been able to implement that. And for those who haven't, and for men, guys, it's so easy to just give a compliment. You just simply give a compliment, and boom, that's the start of your conversation. And when you are having the conversation, just forget about your business for once. Don't have the mindset of, okay, now I gave them a compliment. I'm having a conversation with them. How am I going to get them to ask me about my business? The moment that thought enters your brain, game over. Because now you're thinking about how can you promote your business versus how keen are you going to listen to them? So forget about your business for just a moment and just be a human being. Don't make things weird. Human beings have the tendency of, when they talk to a stranger, to make things super weird, get nervous. Your hands get sweaty, your forehead gets sweaty, and you have no idea what to say. Just calm down. Don't make anything weird. Because the second you make things weird again, it's a game over. You don't know what to say. You start choking on your words. So simply give a compliment and just have a conversation. And, to really get people to look at your business, to really get eyeballs on your business, you want to use the GWT pre-qualifying style. For people that don't know what the pre-qualifying is that we promote here at GWT, it's unique. It's the same thing as approaching people, but we do it in a unique way because you got to understand that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So the pre-qualifying, that's literally the definition of pre-qualifying. It's finding out what their problems are, finding out, just listening to them. And, I know something that people really do struggle with is, well, what happens if they stop listening to me? What happens if, they're not paying attention and they're just in la la land and, they don't really care about what I have to say? Well, guys, if they're not engaging back, just end it. That was one person out of billions, trillions of people on this planet. Thousands of people just in your local area. So just end it, move on to the next person, and it's totally fine. See, people get so stuck on, okay, now I've got some great cold marketing prospect training. I'm going to go out there and talk to every single person. They talk to that first person. They notice that they're not engaged into their conversation. So they get so mad. And then after that first person, they just give up. No, not everyone's going to be engaged. Maybe they got their own thing going on. Maybe something dramatic's going on in their life right now. Well, that's fine. Move on to the next person. Now, step 3, getting them to want to see your deal. Now we're getting into the meat potatoes on how can we get people to start begging us for this opportunity? How can we get people to ask us questions about the opportunity? Well, first you want to start with asking probing questions. So this is essentially pre-qualifying. We're getting back into, what pre-qualifying is. Pre-qualifying is, and it's simply, asking certain questions, open-ended questions, and then just listen. People love to talk about themselves. And yes, that includes you too. But this time you want to just sit back and listen to people. Just listen to them and let them tell you their problems. You want to essentially, what in this part here, when you're having a conversation with them, what you want to do is listen for the pain points, listen for the problems they have. And the thing, they will tell you exactly what they want and what they need. They'll tell you their problems, they'll tell you their whole life story, including their dog and their 3 cats. So just listen to them. Focus on that. If in this section, I just want you to really grasp that you need to listen more than you speak. And when you're listening, you want to listen for the problem, and then you want to think of a way of how to offer the solution. So how do you do that? So my 3 favorite questions to ask, I've actually got this from my mentors, Leo, Renee, Ramin. Even, the 3 questions I love to ask is, what do you do? So, what do you do? They might answer, well, I'm a fisherman. It doesn't matter. They could tell me they're a clown. Whatever they do, it doesn't matter. So the first question, what do you do? Second, after they told me what they do, how long have you been doing it for? They'll tell me a year, 2 years, 10, couple days, couple weeks. Again, it doesn't matter what they do, what they tell you. You just want to listen. So how long have you been doing it for? Let's say 2 years. Oh, okay, great. Well, wow, 2 years? You must love what you do. And after that one section right there, after I say, you must love what you do, they'll start going on about, well, really, I don't know if I really like what I do. I'm getting sick of it. It's getting old, or my boss, he's a meathead, or my colleagues I work with, they're terrible. They always pick on me, this and that. You'll start hearing everything about what they hate about their job. And this is great because now you're really starting to get to the bottom of things. Now you're peeling, with these 3 questions, the reason I love it is because you're essentially peeling back the onions. You're just now starting to see the real problems that they're having. And the great thing is you have a solution for that. Someone hates their job, they don't like their boss, they looking for a new career change. Well, you have a vehicle that offers that. You have a vehicle that can give them the opportunity to work for themselves, so they don't have to work or listen to their boss or take demands from their boss. You have a vehicle that they can make more income because they're not making enough income with their job. And again, remember, you want to be a listener. The best recruiters, all the top income earners, and the people that recruit the most in this industry are listeners. They listen. So all you're doing is listening for their problems and their pain, right? And a lot of you are probably thinking, well, how about if the scenario was that they do love their job? What happens if you ask those three questions and the person says, well, you know what, I actually love my job. I love my boss. I love my pay. I love everything about my job. I jump for joy every morning to go to work. I got the biggest smile on my face. I love the coffee I drink at work. They love everything about their work. Well, people get stuck there. Again, that's actually a place where people lose their posture. Now they're like, oh, well, what do I do? What can I say? Well, here's a little tip for you. If they do say they love what to do, this is what I like to say. Wow, that's amazing. You love what you do. I truly want to compliment you on your energy. I love your energy. I love your passion, and I love the attitude you have towards your work. I actually tend to attract a lot of people like that. Are you open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing? I love to ask that because let's face it, if they love their job, they're really good at their job. They got high energy and they probably got an amazing attitude, right? So why not ask them if they're open to a side project? So again, you want to write this down. Are I love your energy, I love your passion, I love your attitude. I tend to attract a lot of people like that. Are you open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing? And if they say yes, great. If not, who cares? Next person. Again, you're in a world of cold market prospecting where this world is filled with trillions of people. So if they say yes, great, perfect. Let's meet. Let's meet for coffee and let's move on to the next scenario, right? And the next step actually would be setting the appointment. So you've got your posture down. You've had a great conversation with them, and they're essentially now asking you, for your opportunity because you touched on a lot of their pain points. You pre-qualified them, and you've asked them questions like, well, hey, do you see yourself doing what you're doing indefinitely? Do you see yourself doing it forever? And so on and so on. Again, watch the pre-qualifying video if you haven't. That's a great section for getting people to see your opportunity. So step 4, setting the appointment. So now they said yes and they want to see your opportunity. Now what? Well, from experience and from people, on my team, speaking to several people in the industries and outside the industry, after they set an appointment and people say yes, they lose their posture again because they have no idea what to do. So guys, just keep control. Control yourself. All you're going to do now is, they're open to seeing what you have to offer. They're open to seeing some more information. So now you're just going to exchange numbers, or if it's online, you exchange Skype, you exchange any information that you need to follow up with that person. You just people, love to lose their posture at this point. And I just want you to remember, you have to keep control. Throughout this entire process. And yes, it takes practice to keep control, but that is what should be in the back of your head: is control yourself and don't lose your posture. You're going to exchange your information. And if they like it, like I said, if they like it, great. If they don't, that's fine. No big deal. And then what's going to happen is you're going to follow up with them. And guess what? Several people in this industry never follow up with people. It's a ridiculous number how many people actually don't follow up with their prospect. They get a number and they never call them back. And guys, the sale happens in the follow-up. And it's not just one follow-up. I've actually got statistics here to prove to you that, the follow-up, or you're not going to launch them into your business on the first try. It takes the follow-up process, continuously following up with them to really get them to launch their business. So listen to this. So 2% of sales, 2% of sales happen on the first contact. So the first time. So 2%, consider that only 2%. Then 3% of sales happen on the second contact. And I want you to write this down because I want you to embed this in your brain. I want you to never stop thinking about this. I want you to put this in your phone. I want you to really think about this because you have to understand that you have to continuously follow up. You have to follow up. So 3% of sales happen on the second contact. 5% of sales happen on the third contact. And then 10% of sales happen on the fourth contact. So now we're at, the fourth plus contact. So 80% of sales happen on the fifth to 12th contact. Imagine that. So you would have to follow up with someone at least 5 to 12 times to get them to say yes. Imagine having that mindset. Imagine just accepting, okay, I know that they're not going to say yes right away. I'm going to have to follow with them at least 5 times. And you do this with every person. Imagine the amount of people you would talk to. Because what people end up doing is, okay, I talked to 10 people this week. Awesome. So now I'm just going to, I'm going to wait for them to launch and I'll never call them back. Okay. And then I'll meet 10 new more people and I'll call them after. Well, they never end up following up with any of those people. So they never see them ever again. And they never see business. They never see a juicy check. They never see their business grow because they never follow with people. Guys, following up is so, so important. And here's a great tool to use when you do follow up. So, you've exchanged information. After you've exchanged information, something I really like to say, and I do recommend writing this down, you using it as well. Listen, I'm swamped right now, or Bob, I'm swamped right now, but I promise to give you a call by the end of the week. So why do I say that? Why do I say that I'm going to give him a call by the end of the week? Well, again, it shows that I'm busy. I'm running a successful business. And again, I don't care if you've made $1. I don't care if you made $1,000. I don't even care if you've made just a couple cents in GWT or any business. You want to act like you're running a professional business. You want to act like you're busy. You want to act like you are the boss and you are running an extraordinary business all over the world. So you want to act busy. So, Bob, I'm swamped right now, but I promise to give you a call by the end of the week. So what ends up happening? So I actually don't call them at the end of the week unless I'm extremely busy. What I actually end up doing is I call them the next day. I'll call them the next day because it shows that, okay, listen, I got some time out of my day, so I really wanted to connect with you. But what ends up happening is when I say I'm swamped right now, but I promise to give you a call by the end of the week, it doesn't show that I'm actually looking for his business. It doesn't show that I'm begging for him to launch with me. It just shows like he's another person on my list. And you would be surprised how many people actually appreciate that. And the reason they appreciate it is because you promise them that, okay, you're going to call them at the end of the week, but you actually call them the next day. It just goes to show that how much you cared about them. So when I call them, I might say something like, hey, Bob, I was just thinking about you. I know I said I was going to call you at the end of the week, but I had some free time right now. And then you get into, why don't we set up a time to meet? Or you might even just send them the video that you have and then meet with them after or talk to them after you watch the video, depending on how your style is, but consider that's how simple it is. So just to recap quickly, because this is a very important step, I feel like people get blocked at this step. So you got their information, and after you got their information, what you want to say is, listen, Bob, I'm swamped right now, but I promise to give you a call by the end of the week. You give them a call next day. Hey, Bob, I was just thinking about you. I found some time in my day. I know I told you I was going to give you a call at the end of the week, but I wanted to get a hold of you now so we can pick a time to meet for coffee. Coffee's on me, and then give them 2 times. And guys, step number 5, probably the step that everyone gets the most excited about, is, with these steps, you're gonna recruit more. You're gonna earn more cash. You're gonna create more revenue. And all you got to do at the end of the day is continue to do the 4 steps. So, to recap on the 4 steps, you're going to have great posture. You're simply going to have a conversation. And then you're going to want to do a bit of pre-qualifying to get them to want to see your deal. And then you're going to set the appointment. So continue these 4 steps over and over and over and over again with every person you talk to. And then what are you going to want to do so your business grows? You want to duplicate this exact system to your team. Show them how to do it. Once they run out of their cold market prospect, again, you want to make sure that you focus on warm market. Then you duplicate it to your team, and then just have fun with it. Guys, you don't need to be scared to talk to a stranger. People consider that people are scared as much as you're scared. They don't want to talk to you as much as you want to talk to them, or you don't want to talk to them. So, just be comfortable with it. Be excited about what you got going on. GWT is the best opportunity out there. We know that for a fact. We go through all the pitfalls. We don't have any restrictions, no ranks, no levels. We have the most payouts in the entire industry with 75%. We have amazing, unique products that no one else in this industry have. Beautiful designer products that are visual. Guys, just be super excited when you talk to people, and you have tons and tons of fun with it. I just noticed the time. It's 8:17. I did promise you I'd get to the 5 sources to get leads. We're running tight on time, so instead of me going over time, because I'd like to spend some time on the 15 sources to get leads, what I'll do is I'll do this on my next training, which will be next Tuesday, again at 7:30. But what I do want to do is open up the call for any questions that anyone has at all. So you can, ask me questions 2 different ways. There's a question box. You can even just give me any comments you have on the training tonight. Or there's a little hand that you can put up your hand, and I can unmute you so you can personally ask me any questions. So I'm going to give a few minutes for that now. Again, guys, let me know if you got value out of the training. Let me know what excited you the most. And I'd like to hear some stories of people cold market prospecting, or what you're going to do now that you have this type of training. Awesome. So we've got Ashley that commented, fantastic training. I do a ton of cold market prospecting, and you really hit the nail on the head with this training. Awesome, Ashley. Thank you so much. I know I always see you every single week on these calls, always commenting. I know for a fact you're sitting at home with your notepad and you're writing questions. So, Ashley, I just want to congratulate you on your success and being on these calls, because clearly you show the determination and the willingness to learn. That's very important when you're building a business, and especially if you've never built a business before, right, guys? Your willingness to learn is so important. So if your willingness to learn is at a 10 or past a 10, then I could see you being very successful. So Ashley, great job being on this call, and great job for everyone on this call. I see people all over the world on the call. So again, congrats. I see there is no more questions coming in. So quickly put, I just got a few announcements I want to make. Guys, October 17th, 2015, we have our regional event, here in Toronto. So people that are local, guys, you want to be part of this regional event. So Nas Human's going to be there, and we all know what happens when Sanaz, the vice president, chief designer of all the products, shows up to one of our events. Well, it means, tons of products are going to be released. I had the honor of speaking with her. She gave me a bit of insight. I don't know if I should say what's going to happen, but I will. There's going to be a few watches that are going to be released, loafers. So, we just had our belts released today, actually. So I took a look at those. And guys, you want to make sure you want to be there. It's at the Sheraton Parkway Hotel in Richmond Hill, and it's only $40. $40 a ticket. Get yourself there. Buy your ticket. Get your team there. Even get your prospects there. Maybe you've been talking to people. Maybe you've been cold marketing people that for a while now, and you've been following up. This would be a great tool to use in order for that follow up, to send them, to invite them to this training or this conference, for the release of a bunch of our products and a bit of training. We're going to have the new product releases, social media releases, which I've heard a little bit about. It's very exciting stuff. New website updates and live training, and a lot more apparently too. So make sure you get there. We also have our 10th annual international convention for people all over the world on this call. You want to make sure you're there. I've heard so many great stories. We're going to have a fashion show. We're going to release a massive amount of products. So you want to make sure you get there. We're also going to trainings and tons of releases that are going to happen. And we're also going to have our gala and our awards for people that have become ambassadors, regional ambassadors, people that are, creating tons of success in this opportunity. So make sure you get there. Again, that's $139. Those prices will go up. I've seen it. They're early bird prices. So make sure to get your tickets as soon as possible, guys. I already have mine. So, I want to highly influence you to get those and inspire you to make sure to, even if you're out of this country, even if you're in anywhere else in the world, to find a way to get there, fly down, stay in a hotel, and you just do not want to miss these events. We also have our own events that we've created, and the first one will be in The Hague, Netherlands. We have it every Saturday. It'll be this Saturday. I haven't changed. I must have posted the wrong flyer. I apologize about that, but it'll be this Saturday, not September the 19th. Always starts at 6 p.m. European time, and then it'll be at 7 p.m. our time. So make sure you get on that. We have a call. If you have any prospects there, invite them to this event. The address is there. If you need the flyer, I'll be posting it very soon. I'll post it tonight with the link to the call. So you can even invite prospects that aren't even in the Netherlands. But if you know people, it's great that you can invite them to the event, to the actual place where they'll be holding it. We also have our event in St. Eustatius, which is the Golden Rock expansion going on. A lot of great leaders, like Carol. We got Wilma, Ulysses, which is also a leader in the Netherlands. These guys work very, very hard to expand in these two countries and this island, St. Eustatius. So this Saturday, again, the date isn't the 19th. It'll be this Saturday, which I believe it would be the 28th. So make sure, it won't be the 28th. It'll be the 26th. So it'll be Saturday, September 26th. So make sure you get on, if you have any prospects, get people to that event. And also any calls or any people around the world that want to be on the call. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have the launch of our Waterloo expansion, our pay-to-wear Waterloo campaign, which will be starting October 1st on the Thursday. Guys, anyone in the local area, promote. It'll be at Shoeless Joe's, which is located in Waterloo. The address is just right below. Registration will start at 7 p.m. and the tour will start at 7:30 p.m. We'll have a product display. So guys, invite your prospects to any of these events. But use this training to invite people to these three events. And also even just to show them tours live. Maybe you meet with them for coffee. But there's nothing wrong with the people that you've been following up with to get them on these calls so they can hear the presentation again. Maybe they can hear it differently. Maybe they hear from someone else that really kicks things off for them. So, guys, I want to thank everyone again for being on the call. It's just 5 minutes to 8:30. I just wanted to keep it in the time frame. So what I'll do is next training, next Tuesday, I will be providing the 15 ways to generate leads. As I promised, they're great ways. So make sure you tune in next Tuesday to our training. And I want to thank everyone again for being on the call and, being determined to build your business. So have yourself a great morning, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. And to the billion, ladies and gentlemen.